Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back to episode 2 of Human Soup. And today we are talking about the boiling point.
So I'm Nikki. I am a HR professional with over 20 years behind me, and I try to bring the human to every bit of advice I give and every bit of HR work I do.
And she forgets this bit.
I feel like Lizzie just tries to bring out all these lovely extra bits because we all define ourselves by our job, which is actually very sad. And I sing and I perform with my other half and I run open mics and festival stages, and let's be honest, that's a lot cooler than HR.
Well, I feel like that's the colour. I
Yes,
just sometimes feel
good
like
point.
that the colour, we forget to talk about the colour we bring to the world.
We start with the beige.
Yeah, well, we start with the things that people think, oh.
Yeah, why do we start with that?
I don't know, because that's the bit that, I don't know, because you
Our
don't,
jobs.
that's not your identity, is
No,
it?
I don't want to be known as a HR professional.
No, I used to talk of HR as human remains.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why.
I don't know if that's okay. And I'm Lizzie Bean, and I am a encourager and believer in magic, and I basically perform and speak and talk and train and run workshops, and I try and inspire and empower and educate and free people from the nonsense that we have to be anything to be. That's much more
Yeah, yours
colourful.
is way cooler than mine.
But it
I'll work on it.
doesn't sell me to the professional world. I don't talk about the certificates I have.
That's why Lizzie loves LinkedIn.
I love
I'm
LinkedIn.
like the only person who consistently likes your posts. Love Lizzie.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I think LinkedIn is like, I know so many people on LinkedIn who are actually people that I really love, like, and they make me laugh a lot. And then I see them post on LinkedIn and I'm like, oh no, that's just like, suddenly we're all really stiff. And not in a, not in that way, but in
We
like,
don't swear.
we don't swear, and also we're colouring in between the lines, and I'm a bit like, oh my god, fucking hell, like, what makes this life lush is colouring outside of the lines, but LinkedIn's very much like, stay in your lane, stay in your lane.
I might do a social experiment and post how I talk for the next 2 weeks.
No, just do like LinkedIn Live.
God Lord. Brace yourselves, LinkedIn, I'm coming. No, that's OnlyFans.
Yeah, wrong membership.
There's money in all of these.
Oh my god, yeah, so funny. I actually changed my LinkedIn profile the other day, so it is more me. It's less
Corporate.
wanky and more
Less wanky, good word.
real. But also, what's fascinating about that is, like we were just talking about this, is that how do you show up as yourself? How do you sell yourself as yourself when the world is so...
Wanky.
Yeah.
Now, we love the word wanky here.
That's going to be the word.
Human Soup podcast. It's word of the day.
Well, word of the day. Yeah, really interesting. And I think that brings me also to this point that this podcast is very much about, we know that there's going to be people that listen to this podcast who probably think, oh, really? And, oh, I don't agree, or what are they talking about, or challenge what we say. And I just want to say, if you're here, that's quite exciting.
It's good.
Because our podcast and the point of this isn't about, it's not about people believing us and wanting to do what we do. It's about challenging the narratives and expanding the conversations. It's not about disagreeing, but having the ability to talk about stuff.
Yeah, we're not always right. God,
I mean,
probably wrong most of the time.
I am mostly right. Except when I'm wrong.
Okay, well, exactly.
And then
Wise words.
I'm right in the fact that I'm wrong. Yeah, no, and because we're so afraid to have controversial conversations. And I'm going to put my hand on my heart here and say I worry about doing this stuff because I worry about putting my head above the parapet and people saying, oh, what the fuck does she know? What's she talking about? And then I'm like, well, the whole point is that we're trying to inspire conversations that open people up to the fact that there are other ways to be and other ways to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and I think we've all got different groups of friends and everyone will view this differently. I wonder how the 2 lads I stand with at the footy what would they think when they listen to this? Because I stand at the football with them and we're...
Yeah.
Yeah, right, and they're going to be like, Burge, what are you talking about?
And also, what's really interesting, just going back to your group of friends thing, is that we do surround ourselves with people that support our take on life. So, like, I suspect that most of the people in my social circle, which is very small, they have very similar world views, political views, views on life that I do.
Yeah.
So my narrative is not often challenged.
Yes.
It's always supported.
It's that classic view that when you're hiring someone, you hire in your own image. And I think we probably do that in life with our friends and
Yeah. Is that true?
pick people similar to us.
I read something that, hang on, we're just going totally off script. I read the other day that, I'm talking about women getting jobs here, that when a woman, it's basically you send out a job description and a what you should haves thing, and that men are more likely to apply for jobs saying, oh, well, I haven't got that, I haven't got that, I haven't got that, but never mind, than a woman who will go through it and go, oh, I can't apply because I haven't got that, I haven't got that, I haven't got that.
Yeah, a woman will feel, I think it's the numbers, she's got to tick 70 to 80% of the boxes to apply, whereas men will go, oh, I'll give it a go. And that's supposedly an innate confidence thing that...
Oh, and let me argue the fact that the whole bloody...
Here it comes.
Men are
controversial.
I'm not like no, just the whole like men are better than women thing. But I don't mean that. But like, and I also don't mean that generally. But there is that thing that exists, isn't there? Still within us all, that a man will know better than a woman.
Yeah, and then get paid more for it.
Yeah.
We won't go there. We don't.
We won't go there. No, we won't go there. But we probably will at some point. But it's really difficult, isn't it? That the unravelling of the systems that have been in place for so long. And I'm definitely not an anti-man, but I love men. There's so many ways that next comment could go. I think men are brilliant, but also I love women. But there are really wanky men and there are really wanky women.
Oh God, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want you all to think this is a podcast for just women. It's for all of you.
It's for all our fans.
I want to hear from all you fabulous men too on what you're facing. So,
my God, yeah, like I think that in a mental health capacity, in some ways the struggle for men is much harder because there's that whole I need to be more manly about this and grow a pair and actually.
And things are changing, but
so slow.
Yeah, quicker would be nice. So
and I'm just going
to us boys.
Yes. That sounded like your OnlyFans page.
I'm back.
I also think that, I'm really going to say this and mean it, that courage is not being brave, it's saying, I need help.
Absolutely. I think more people should do that.
Yes.
Male, female, or anything else, just,
Blobfish.
You love your blobfish.
You love a blobfish.
Whether you're a blobfish or not, you don't have to know what that help is.
No.
Because we don't have the answers half the time.
And I think the boiling point thing, the whole point of this episode is to talk about how the fact we're all really inherently different. And the reason we're all different is because we've all had different experiences. We've got different genetic makeup. We've got different trauma histories, neurodiversity journeys. And we're just really different. And the world expects us to all be as resilient as each other. And I think it really pisses me off that in itself, because I might look at somebody that I'm seeing struggling with life and thinking, well, you haven't got anything to struggle with. There's nothing what you want about, why are you worrying about that? With no recollection or understanding of the currents that currently run through their ocean.
The 20 other things they're facing.
Yeah.
And resilience isn't a set number, if that makes sense. Today I might be 90% resilient because I slept well.
Yeah, nice.
And
you haven't got your period. Sorry.
I've got my period and, everything's good. Maybe I've had a good week at work, so my resilience is spot on. But next week, I could have had 3 poor nights sleep. I lost a good client. Got some tough feedback.
Have a row with your husband, partner, whatever.
Maybe I drank more than I would usually in a week and I'm feeling a bit raw. And therefore my resilience might be at 20%, and that's fine.
Oh,
that's
and I
life,
think,
and
God, yeah, that
change daily.
Well, I really concur with that. And so, last time we were speaking about January and big plans, I actually think that what we need to do as human beings is set every day, not things to change or things to achieve, but to things we need. So because I think resilience fluctuates, I think there is a possibility for us to grow our resilience, especially if we're dealing with like trauma history or stuff like that, but also understanding ourselves more so that we can depersonalize tricky things. But really, like the whole bloody wanky wellbeing world that talks about self-care, you know, like go and have your eyebrows rubbed and, you know, have your legs waxed or whatever it is that you're all supposed to do to be a well human. Actually, we need to be far more fucking rooted than that and actually think, right, what do I need today? What's going on in my external life and what's going on in my internal life, and how do I help myself to maintain self-compassion and don't fall down?
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely. And sometimes don't fall down. Sometimes looking after yourself isn't the big things. It's just I guess I'm lucky because I'm self-employed and so is my other half, but I think there was a day last week where we just weren't in the zone. Nothing was really clicking. We knew that we weren't going to achieve, so we just turned everything off and went and watched a movie. It was lovely.
What movie did you watch?
Lethal Weapon. What else is there? It's one of the best movies of all time.
Is it?
I
like Patch Adams.
Oh, two very different movies.
Two very different movies.
Tell us what you prefer. But we've got a bit of a 90s or late 80s action movie.
Oh, I also love like Dead Poet Society. I basically like any movie that gives me some sort of moral lesson at the end.
I like car chases and shoot 'em ups. And those two.
I like them too.
I like a good mixture. We're not here to judge anyone's.
No, we're here to make soup.
See
what I did there?
But, I like that. But yeah, like if looking after yourself is just switching off for a couple hours and shutting the world out and just doing something basic like that, do it. Or I don't want to cook tonight, don't cook.
Yeah, like, yes, it's so true. And all of those pressures, but if you want to be a good person or a good parent or a good whatever it is, then you need to be, you know, performing and creating homemade meals and, you know, going for a 10-mile run, whatever it is. And I think that is such a true thing. Like, resilience, A is different for all of us because we're all different. But B, if your resilience is feeling awful or if you are dysregulated, then what is it you need? Like every morning before I get out of bed, I know this sounds really weird and maybe it doesn't, but like my gift to the world is to recognise that we all need different things on different days.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will all experience things such as stress differently. So if you think we all have a stress scale of, you know, a classic 1 to 10, you know, check in with yourself and go, okay, is this, you know, ideally we all sit around that 4 to 6. No stress isn't good because we wouldn't get out of bed, we just sit around slobbing around. But 7 to 10 is probably where the sort of danger and burnout and things like that lie. But my 7 might be Lizzie's 4.
Yeah, true that.
So we can't look at each other and go, why are you getting stressed? Like, because like I say, everyone has a different
capacity
and you know, we will dip into 7s and 8s, but we will come back. And it's seeing that in yourself. It's when you are living in that 8, 9 where you probably need a friend to sort of step in and look out for you and see what's going on in your life.
Or start or saying it out loud.
Yeah, I am feeling stressed because this is going on, and
there is a difference
ground you.
Between eustress and de-stress is something that I remember learning about. Eustress being a motivating force. This makes me sound very intellectual. And de-stress being obviously distressing. I think what's really important that is it comes back to that whole ideology that we talk about is honest conversations really matter in non-judgmental safe spaces. So if I said to Nikki, I feel stressed and I'm not coping very. In fact, I came to the open mic, didn't I? It's basically Nikki and her partner. Am I allowed to say his name?
You are.
He's called Stu. Hello, Stu.
Like a soup.
Oh my god, he's like a soup but with lumps.
Like vegetables.
He's got lumps. Yes.
Meaty lumps.
Meaty. That's horrible. Anyway,
sorry.
hang on.
Love you.
Nikki and Stu. Basically, a part of the reason why my show ever came to be because I had to. So the fear was, I don't want to stand up and sing because I held a belief about myself that my singing wasn't very good, right? Now, people will have heard me sing and they'll all be going, what the fuck? Why on earth would you ever think that? I know where it comes from. It comes from me auditioning for various things, never getting the part, you know, never being told you can sing, always being told
sort of rejection.
You didn't do it. Right?
Bastards.
So, but also fine. Like, if you're not the person for the part, that's okay. But it's dealing with what does that mean? Like what part of me wasn't right? Yeah. So like learning that, and then so stepping up to do the open mic, knowing that Nikki and Stu are very supportive, encouraging people. Where am I going with this? Oh, resilience. Oh yeah, that's right. So the first time I did it, my bum shook. I was really nervous. I basically said I'm really nervous. I said it out loud to every single person listening. Everyone laughed. No one would have believed it because I'm very good at, one could say, masking or managing, depending on which way you look at that. And then I got more and more courageous, and then I became confident enough in my ability that even if I fucked up, it meant I'd made a mistake, not that I was rubbish. And then there was one night at the open mic where I went. I love going because it's a really lovely thing, but I turned up and I was feeling edgy, and after about half an hour I said, I'm going to go now, and then I sent Nikki a message just to say, I've gone home, thank you. And that, why am I talking about that? Because my resilience was low that day, and self-care looked like me showing up but then going home, not showing up and staying and saying I'm fine.
And that's okay.
That was a really boring story.
No, but it's not.
Are you all awake?
Wake up. But it's okay, because I think what me and Stu tell people, and this is hopefully the joy of the open mic, is you will make mistakes. Like every single gig we do, we mess up. We'll play a wrong note.
But how do you maintain resilience in that moment? Because obviously, so you can show up and perform in your performance space, whether that's being a performer or being a HR person. Yeah. And is there an element of professionalism that helps contain resilience or contain ourselves?
I don't know if that's it, or just you just get used to the fact it happens. Like, so my other half has sung for years, so he's done it and he's, calm, doesn't get nervous. And of course I went through this phase of constantly being nervous, and if a wrong note was played or I sang something wrong, I wouldn't just carry on. I'd look at Stu like this,
panic,
almost like if he played a wrong note, I'd look at him like he was an absolute wanker, and Stu went, just don't look at me like that.
Sorry, Stu.
Because you're not. And I think it was just a panic in the moment that people would judge. I think that's what it is. People will hear that wrong note, when in all reality they don't, because they're either sat mingling, having a lovely time, or they're dancing, or they're listening, but they're not listening at that level that a wrong note or you missed a lyric, or every so often we'll sing the first verse twice because we've lost where we are in the words and we'll go again, but no one cares.
But also if they do care, it's indicative of them, not you. Yeah, like
absolutely.
We're not selling perfection. I'm definitely not selling perfection.
No.
So if it bothers them, that's for them. And there's an amazing, we've gone, so the big thing, the resilience thing. So one of the things that always knocks me and pushes me into panic is like, oh my God, I'm making a fool of myself, or oh my God, I look like a twat, or oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I've got much better at managing that because I have faith in my products.
Great.
But one of the things that really helps me is not everyone is going to like you, and you're not here to prove that.
That's fine.
And also only to seek validation from people that give a shit about you. So we tend to do this thing where we listen to the critics and we listen to the judgment, and we think, how can I be better? How can I be better? How can I be better? How can I win them over? As opposed to the 5,000 people, there aren't that many people that cheer me on. But that are saying, we love you as you are. We love your imperfection. We love your chaos. We love your...
I think it's easy to hear that one negative voice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that it's the one thing you remember. Like if you asked for feedback and you got 20 bits of amazing feedback, but one that said, actually, I didn't like this, that's the one bit that keeps you up at night. And that's, I don't know what it is about us, it's just a shame, isn't it?
I think it's just very human to want to belong in all the spaces to keep us safe.
Yeah, and we want to be good, and we want to be viewed as being great, and that's just human.
And I think from a triggering into sort of emotionally overwhelmed spaces, like resilience can be, as you say, like sometimes we have more than others, some days we have more capacity to carry more, but we all get triggered by different things. So for me it's definitely looking like I don't know what I'm doing, I'm looking like a fool. So if immediately that happens, that'll immediately spin me out. I've definitely got better at it, but for other people it'll be other things. Like
mine might be if I feel like I'm giving advice and then I'm asked a question, I don't have that very specific which, if you look at HR as a topic, it's so wide, and people do new things every day that surprise me, and so you can't have seen. I've seen some things.
I really want to go on to dive into that.
Yeah, that's a podcast in itself. I'll do that next year. But there's not always an answer for everything, and there's never perfect answer for everything. So that's mine. I think that what if I don't know? But it's okay to say, I'll come back to you on that one. Let me
It
know.
really is. I think I used to be like that. If someone asked me a
Yeah.
question, well, Lizzie, what should I do in this space? I'm like, well, let me think about
Let me think that one
because
over.
I
It's a
don't know.
big- Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big question, and I want to give it the time it deserves.
Yeah. And it's okay not to know. Like, that's a funny thing.
Yeah, absolutely okay not to know everything. If you do, that's boring.
And how
Where's
can
the
that,
fun in that?
and also, like, how can we how can we possibly, these people that sort of suggest that they're gurus in whatever, like, they might know, like, I really know how to look after myself, how to keep myself safe of heart, mind, soul, whatever. But just because I know that about me doesn't mean I know that about you. And the reason why we work well together is because we're able to have the conversations about this is what helps me.
And laugh about when we don't do it.
And say things like meaty lumps. It's horrible.
That's really gross. Oh dear. But you know, maybe that leads us nicely into talking about boundaries.
I'm not sure. I mean, it could be. If you're a vegetarian, you could say, I don't know meaty lumps for me.
And we're not judging vegetarians.
No, also not, no.
But I do love a lump of meat.
Yeah. I don't actually like eating lumps of meat because they sit in my stomach and I don't sleep very well.
I need to chew more. Don't know what that means.
I don't think we should explore it either. Yeah, interesting. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm still thinking about resilience. It takes me a while for my brain to catch up with my body.
I think.
Well, actually, they do dovetail. Is that the right word for any carpenters out there?
Is.
So, oh my god, it's raining
starting to
also,
rain.
by the way. So if the sound goes funny, it's because we're in this beautiful yellow hut in my garden called the Sunshine Shed. And when
It's
it
pushing
rains,
it down.
it makes a lot of noise. So yes, boundaries and resilience actually do dovetail, because one of the reasons why we struggle to put boundaries into our life is because it feels uncomfortable and it challenges our state, our sense of peace.
Yes, and it's harder to say no.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time it's easier to say yes, I'll be there, or yes, I'll add that to my to-do list, and almost overwhelm yourself.
Yes, and I've written on our notes here the words thong and big pants, and I think that's because I don't even know why I've written that, but I think
Why
it's
wouldn't you
because
write
I didn't like that.
Do you feel you have to wear a thong?
No, well, yeah, like that's the thing, like, isn't it? Like, we do what we think we need to do to be
Yes.
what the world says we should be. So if we want to be a sexy lady, right, we wear a thong, but the problem is it's really uncomfortable. So we spend our entire lives resenting the fact that we're wearing something that we're being told to have or be, because without it we're not sexy ladies. By the way, this is all just a weird metaphor. Whereas actually, if we wear big pants that are comfortable, that's your boundary, if you like. Like, you're saying, I'm going to wear what I want, I'm going to choose what I want, because then I feel more comfortable forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, I think that was a shit metaphor.
Other pants are available. And men, if you want to wear a thong.
You can, and
Knock
also,
yourself out.
we're not editing this podcast, which obviously will become quite evident. I'm sorry, that metaphor felt a bit...
it's already
It
evident.
felt a bit... It felt a bit messy. But I think my point was, to assert a boundary and say, no, I don't want that, or something that upsets people, it's okay for that moment to feel uncomfortable, and rather have a moment of uncomfortable that may last a day than a lifetime of feeling resentful.
Yeah. You good at saying no?
Okay, so I can say no, and I do say no, and I assert my boundaries, but I do feel sick sometimes, and I do feel bad, and I always come back to this idea that your no to someone upsets the people that benefit most from your yes.
Yeah. Took me a moment to process.
You know, it's quite hard
Yeah.
to pick it up. So,
Yeah.
like, if I say something to you and you say no to me,
Yeah.
I will feel sad, and I will feel that in my body.
Yeah.
But I also know it's absolutely fine because it's not personal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know that you saying no to me has pissed me off, A, because I take it personally briefly, and B, because I wanted you to say yes because I wanted to do a thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's, I think I've got better at saying no, but it used to really be a hard thing for me. I wanted to,
Yeah, please, and fix
let's
everybody.
go out and do this. Okay, yeah, I'll be there. And you get home from work and you just want to, like, curl up on the sofa and not really move. But I've said yes now. And so you go. And I think I've been one in the past for just keeping busy.
Yeah.
Whereas now I quite appreciate that sort of downtime. And actually, I think what has never helped me, and Stu will laugh when I say this, is I think I've got serious FOMO. So if there's an event going on or friends are meeting up, and I'm like, but if I don't go, what will I miss? So I'm getting better at that, because in all reality, I've got a lovely group of friends, and if I don't meet them this week, I'll probably see them next week. So in the grand scheme of life, I try and go, it's okay to miss out.
Yeah. I think the thing for me would always be as well, like, is to recognise our nuance. So recognise how we feel in certain situations, like saying no, how does that make us feel? But to look after the feeling part of that.
Yeah.
Like, and be really mindful of not feeding that feeling with some sort of weird narrative that we've inherited from history. So, like, saying no and feeling horrible and bad about saying no does not mean you're a bad person, or you're shit, or you're unkind, or you're blah blah. It means that you're thinking about yourself as well as other people.
Yeah.
And I think we've been so conditioned, especially as women, again, not anti-man, because there'll be men out here that do this too, but to be good and to self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
And self-sacrifice is kindness, and actually it isn't. It's
absolutely
exhausting.
And I think it's the constantly saying yes and feeling you have to say yes, which means you keep doing it and you keep taking on more and more and more, which leads to things such as burnout, where people just,
they can't give any more.
No, they can't give any more, and they hit that wall and they hit it hard.
And I tell you what's an interesting, I was reading, I can't remember what I was reading, but I was reading something the other day that basically said the edge of too much is when someone will send you a text message that just says hello, or I love you, or are you around for a drink, or whatever, and it feels like it's a demand on your time,
right?
Not by a connection, not trying to connect, but trying to take.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really interesting filter. Like, if you send me a text message, generally I can. It's like, ooh. But if I'm at the edge of overwhelm, I go, ooh, I didn't.
Just gonna send you that tomorrow.
I do a little judder.
Ooh.
I love a judder.
Like your wobbly bum.
Very similar. Weird how my bum does that when I'm nervous.
I love it. No, I use that now for, like, is your bum wobbly?
Yeah. Anyone else get a wobbly bum when they're nervous? Yeah, funny. I don't know what I was saying. I was trying to be wise. Oh yeah, so like it's to recognise, like, if a friend reaching out to you feels like a demand and not a hand to reach for, you need to say to yourself, right, what, where am I?
Yeah, and just take a step back.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just, it's not hard to see it, it's not easy to see it in yourself.
No, and it's really fucking hard because this world is mental and really busy, and like
so much going on.
and smart tech, as much as I love it because here we are sat in a hut and we're going to throw this to the world in a minute. It has revolutionised my ability to reach the world, but it has also created this idea that we can do everything all the time
and be switched on all the time. And
I don't know if you've noticed, but we sometimes switch off.
We go rogue.
And anyway, I feel like we've talked about a lot. I hate ending these podcasts because I could basically talk all day and all night about this stuff.
We meet for coffee and 2 hours has gone and we've only talked about stupid things.
I know, we don't do the mature things.
No.
Well, we do actually, because here we are. This is so many years in the making. I don't know. I think it's quite mature. I think it's a mix of mature and magic.
We're trying.
Yeah.
I like that.
Do you like that?
I like that.
Flawed and fabulous. That's where I'm at.
Nice.
Okay, so
on that note,
Human Podcast. The Human Pod. What is it on Instagram?
It's Human Soup.
Oh God, my God, what am I talking about?
See,
that's
not rehearsed.
That's what it is on the Instagram. Come and find us. Come and follow us. Send us your thoughts, feelings. It doesn't even have to be a thing. Like just
a word.
Yeah, like no, don't send
Say
us.
bum wobble.
Say vulnerable. That's a good word. What did you actually say?
I said bum wobble.
Oh, bum wobble.
Say
oh my God, it sounds like vulnerable.
I like that.
Shit, we're going so off piste. Send us a message. Get involved in this conversation. Because the more people that add to the ingredients of the soup, the bigger and broader and greater our soup can become. And ultimately, what we really want is to stir the soup together.
Catch you soon.
Bye.